14. We're joined here at courtside by Warren County Pioneer men's coach Chris Sullins. Coach, congratulations on an impressive win last night over the DeKalb County Tigers. That's got to feel good.
It felt good. I think our kids really played extremely hard. They gave a lot of effort last night defensively. I thought we did an excellent job defending the basketball on the perimeter, put a lot of ball pressure on. We talked about we had to do that. We got on the break. Anytime this basketball team can get around the 60-point mark, we think it's going to be a good night because we just didn't know who were going to be our scorers. But just pleased with the effort. If you told me, we asked some of our young men if you told us that we were 3-0, and if we were to be 3-0 at this time of the season, back when we were preparing in the summer, we had some of them that would probably question our sanity. So we're just, I do think that we're growing as a basketball team and maybe getting a little bit more confident every time on the floor.
Well, I know when I spoke to you last night at halftime of the girls' game, you were concerned about this team that had put up over 100 points against Van Buren County. And for Warren County to come out, and one thing about this team, they may be young, but this is one of the hustlingest teams I think I've seen in a while.
Well, we've told them from day one we were going to be a blue-collar basketball team, Jay. Well, we would have to live and die on the defensive end because we didn't have the score. We lost a lot of kids that could score the basketball last year. I mean, that's just point blank how it was, so, or how it is. I think our defensive effort was really solid. We're probably going to do the same thing every night, Jay. We're going to get in a man-to-man stance. We're going to play man-to-man, and we're going to get after guys. And then I thought our young men did that extremely well. I think going into the third quarter, I think they had 25 points on the board. If you hold a high school team with 25 points in 3 quarters, you've done a pretty good job. So we congratulated them at the end of the basketball game and then told them after last night's sleep, that's over and done with, and that doesn't really help us tonight. We've got to be ready to go tonight.
Yeah. They were fun to watch. C.J. Taylor, a sophomore coming off the football team. I wasn't familiar with his basketball prowess, but he's going to be fun to watch.
C.J. Taylor was probably a young man. If he wouldn't have got hurt last year and had knee surgery, he would have probably played some for us as a freshman, and we don't really usually do that. We keep a lot of freshmen just on the freshman team and maybe some JV minutes. But we noticed in the summer last year he had a skill set that was pretty unique. He's got a really good first step. He can really turn the corner on guys. He's got a pretty good touch, and he's an absolute competitor. He will compete on each possession. He likes scoring the basketball, and that's something we need. This basketball team needs, no doubt about it. We think he's only going to continue to get better. I think he'll be a young man. Like I said, on Saturday he got 24. I think last night he got 20. He'll be a young man that going forward that teams are going to have to prepare to play against.
And I thought Ethan Smith did a great job running the offense last night.
Ethan Smith is the missing link, and we talked about it all. As a coaching staff, we talked about it all year. Who was going to be the young man that could be our point guard, that could kind of control what we wanted to do and get us in sets and, just be our leader. We didn't want Sloan to be that guy because we think Sloan could be a stretch forward and put some guys in a tough position. Didn't think that Dante Elam and Heath Kirkendall were really ready for that. So when Ethan came back, it was extremely it was a blessing for our basketball team. He is an absolute competitor too. So anytime you put guys like Ethan and CJ on the floor that really will go compete, they'll dive all over the floor. It helps your basketball team.
Well, and as we mentioned last night, you've got several multi-sport athletes on this team. A lot of them coming off the football team, so they're kind of used to getting in there and mixing it up.
They've mixed it up with a lot of big kids in the last 10 or 12 weeks. And that's the thing that's probably most surprising, Jay, is you talk about multi-sport athletes. They get done with football by October 26th, and we start practice the 29th, and we play November the 13th. People don't realize they've not practiced every day. I mean, they came right off the football field. We had about 10, I'd say had 10 practices. We probably had about 6 good practices. 4 of them were something that we probably don't want to talk about. But I guess where I'm going is we know they're going to continue to get better because they're going to get in basketball shape. They're going to understand our system a little bit better. So we're really pleased at where we are right now because going into this, we just knew we had a lot of youth. You had a lot of young men that hadn't touched the basketball in a while. And when they're playing football or in another fall sport, we don't really touch them. We let them be hey, they need to concentrate on that sport, and that's something that I think that we've done a good job as a staff. But when they came in October 29th, they have really came in and really bought into what we're selling, and I think that they've kind of looked at maybe some of the things we've done the last couple of years and say that we want to keep that tradition going.
How much do we know about Livingston Academy?
Got two young men. Got a you're going to see them, number 11, number 12, a sales kid, Jay, that can just flat out score the basketball, and from about 15 feet. I don't want to say he's automatic, but if it leaves his hands, we're probably going to be running the other way because it's going in the basket. I think that we may be a little bit deeper. They're going to cause us problems in this aspect, Jay. They're going to change defenses a lot. They make you mentally play the game of basketball. They're not going to throw one thing at you for the entire night. So that's something we're going to have to be challenged with because we're a young basketball team and we've not been put in those situations. How we handle that will be telling. I think a kid like Ethan Smith really helps us tonight in that aspect.
All right, well, Coach, we thank you so much for stopping by, and best of luck tonight.
We appreciate it, Jay. Thank you.
That's Coach Chris Sullins, head coach of the Warren County Pioneers. We'll be seeing the boys in action in just a little bit. Well, earlier tonight, Livingston Academy's Lady Cats were able to defeat the Lady Pioneers 39-38, had to hold on to do so. We're joined by Coach Shay Painter, head coach of the Lady Pioneers. Coach, I know you're disappointed with the outcome, but you got to like the effort and the fight your team showed at the end.
I do appreciate the effort and the fight. I would be way more excited about it if we were a bunch of sophomores, but we're seniors and need to know how to finish. The last play, we ran dagger. Do you remember me saying that last year?
Right.
That's like the go-to one for a layup. And no matter who's on the floor, we should know how to execute that play. We throw the ball exactly where we want, and everyone stands. So, yes, I do. I'm glad we never gave up, and we fought back from that 10-point deficit. We got to find a way to finish, Jay. We're too old to not finish.
Just got to finish.
Yes.
Amy Rogers, number 23 for Livingston, she was pretty much having her way until late in the second half. We pretty much held her in check until that last basket she was able to put in, and that made the difference.
She was strong inside. Neither Grace nor Tyra would step up and not even let her catch. You know, we talk about not playing behind. We talk about denying high side. And both of them were just letting her sit, and she even shot outside. I mean, she beat us by herself in the first half.
Well, for Warren County, Tyra finally found her groove late in the game. She ends up with 10 points. Grace Raines, who had 20-something last night, kind of struggled tonight. They kind of kept her in check.
She did. I don't know if it was avoiding the foul or whatever, but Grace's game is to go to the rim. And I think, when she misses a few, it kind of, throws her off. We got to find a way for her to hit early so she can get in her rhythm.
I thought Hallie Jo Pennington did a good job coming off the bench.
We talked about that in the locker room. Everyone that went in, Hallie gave good minutes. Kinley Cathcart gave good minutes, went in and got a couple steals. Beth Vaughn gave good minutes. Bree went in and hit a three. Cam, I don't really consider her off the bench. She goes in pretty quick, but everyone that went in gave good minutes and did what they needed to do, but we need our seniors or our finishers to step up and do the job to win the game.
What about Emily McCullough? She doesn't shoot a whole lot, but she hits back-to-back threes, one that tied the game, one that gave us a lead.
How do you not win the game when someone that never makes or takes shots outside? She has a really high percentage because she doesn't take a whole lot, but how do you not win the game when she's knocking those down? When she made that second one, I was like, yes, we're going to win.
Yeah. So that I know they had to give her some confidence.
They did.
You may see her doing that again later as the season goes along.
I hope so. She's been told to shoot for years. I'm glad she finally did it tonight.
All right. I didn't know if she'd been told not to shoot or just maybe a mental block. She didn't feel like she could hit them.
I don't know. I think it's a point guard mentality from early on. You're taught like a long time ago. I always say we're like the 1995 women's basketball team because we set screens and run slow sets. And I think she thought, I'm a point guard, I need to lead the offense. But, anybody that has the open look, take the shot. And I was glad that she did.
Hopefully that will give her some confidence. She'll take a few more of those.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Well, who's coming up next on the schedule? We got Blackman on the road.
Yeah,
wow.
We've got a busy week next week. We're at Blackman Monday. We're home against Smyrna Tuesday, and then we go to Tullahoma Thursday. All three teams are going to be physical. They're going to look to push the ball in transition. I mean, we've got to find a way to use our strengths, which are our post inside game, control on the wings, have our guards play some defense and defend the 3-point line and get after it. You know, putting Blackman on the schedule, we have to make it. Once you get to our region, you make it past Bradley, you're going to match up with those Murfreesboro schools. We need to see how we line up early in the year so we know how far we've got to go.
Yeah, I know for a few years we had Siegel on the schedule, and now you got Black. Why don't we just get Riverdale on there?
We might as well. Siegel didn't want to play us. They said we were too good. I still kind of record you saying that. That was awesome. Yeah, I like hearing that. But they didn't want to play us, so we went with Blackman, and Blackman was the last team we scheduled.
Well,
I'll take it.
You know, you got to play the best to be the best.
Right.
That's for sure.
I agree.
So Blackman and Smyrna coming in, another Rutherford County team. We played them for many years.
Yeah, that's another team that we had. We had a lot of teams that have been on the schedule, like Cannon, that didn't want to play us, so we basically changed almost all of our non-district games. We have a lot of people like Livingston. We played Livingston in a long time, other than like a classic, a Thanksgiving tournament. But, you know, I was thinking going into this Thanksgiving break we were going to be 4-0. We're 1-3. We're right there. We're just asking for someone to step up and finish the game for us. Maybe they'll start against Monday and Blackman.
Kind of surprised to hear Cannon didn't want to play us.
I know, it makes no sense. You're right down the road, and
we've played them for years and years.
Everyone in Warren County, please understand. It's not that we didn't want to play them. They didn't want. I gave them several dates. They didn't pick one.
Okay. All right. Well, you play the games you can play. So some good basketball coming up. Blackman Monday, Smyrna Tuesday here, and then at Tullahoma on Thursday before the Thanksgiving break. No action during the Thanksgiving holidays?
No, we're going to take Thanksgiving off. In the past we've gone to that Cannon County tournament. They didn't want to play us. I'm not going to their Thanksgiving tournament. And we've got 3 games next week, so we've played 2 in a row. We're going to practice tomorrow, take Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, practice Sunday, and go, because the next 3 weeks we have 3-game weeks.
Yeah.
So we've got our hands full.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck Monday night against Blackman.
Thank you very much, Jay.
All right. That's Coach Shay Painter, head coach of the Warren County Lady Pioneer basketball team.